everybody, this is a 5-minute light language. This is timing in with the Virgo full moon coming up on the 7th of March and the Venus, Jupiter and Chiron conjunctions over the next few days. This one is about your career path, like making that break out of what you're doing for a living or with your day-to-day life, potentially that's for income purposes or survival perhaps, rather than what you want to be doing, or breaking into something that gives you the lifestyle you actually want and deserve. So interestingly, the cards are, as usual, very appropriate for this. So I'm seeing this as a progression, so from where we've come from, where we are now and where we're going to, but at the same time I'm also seeing that as a bit of a storyboard of what are the skills that we're harnessing to make this shift. So I see these as the skills we're harnessing to make the shift. The question in terms of what's the action, and the action is, what do I need to release at the next full moon, which is in about 3 or 4 days. So we're building up to that. And this will be the light language that we bring in to harness the positives and release the negatives around that theme. So the owl, very wise, and in the transmission I just did an hour ago, I was seeing the owl, that wisdom coming through. So I feel like the full moon actually is bringing in that wisdom from under the surface that we may not be listening to. So seeing through the facade, secrets lifted, insights, wise, aware, observant, explore the unknown, knows what's going on. So important in business or in finding the right path forward for something that's a permanent foundation or a permanent structure that you're wanting to bring into your life, you want to change your life into. So I feel that this is in where we're coming from because it's inherent in us, but we've maybe been overlooking it. Often we see through the facade or get glimpses of little red flags that that doesn't feel right. But we've been conditioned to ignore that and go with logic. And the last few days, I've just seen a lot of these advertisements coming up for, trying to get people to come on board, on social media into whatever it is they're doing. And there's some that I've been a little bit interested in, and I've watched like the initial video, the intro video or something. It's so salesy. There are so many things about it that put you off and make you mistrust. So even if the premise of what it's about appeals and it seems like, I've got a good feeling about that, when it's put forward in a certain way that rings bells, you really need to discern, is this like something that I'm perceiving that is saying don't go in this direction with this person, but maybe take on board the knowledge that you've got from this as a potential way forward, with somebody that does feel right, where you're not getting those alarm bells or those inner warnings or those doubts. There's also doubts can be coming from fear. So, fear of stepping out of your comfort zone, fear of not succeeding. And it's really discerning where it's coming from and clearing the fear, and really getting that whoosh. And when I say whoosh, I mean that feeling of, yeah, this is aligned, this is right, I haven't got any red flags. I'm feeling this. And we also need to be careful because of the planets in Aries at the moment means that we are quite fiery and quite spontaneous. We have those influences on us now where we're quite likely to just do something without thinking, and it may or may not be right. So it's really paying attention and noticing, really knowing what's going on, diving deeper, looking into things deeper, with your conscious mind and your attention and your awareness. Whenever you get any of those red flags, don't just follow that spontaneous feeling. Observe spontaneous feeling, that yes, but make sure you're really feeling that yes deep inside you, that it's really a yes, yes, yes on all levels, and not a yes, but something's telling me. If there's something telling you, pay attention to it. If something telling you no, if there's some little no's in there somewhere, pay attention, look into those, investigate further, run it through your energy and your heart, and just see, are these no's coming from fear? If so, let's clear the fear and see if it's still there. Or is it, is there something that my very intelligent intuition is telling me that I need to backtrack and go in a different direction? So that brings us to now, which is the problem solver. Curious, ask questions, adaptive, creative, entrepreneur, mischievous, scavenger, resourceful and clever. So we really want to harness those skills and personality traits as well. We want to solve problems. So we don't want to be stopped in our tracks because we see a problem. We want to be able to use our creative energy and our resourcefulness and our intelligence to solve the problem and move forward. Being curious is so important, and asking questions, really diving in, looking, following that curiosity. Curiosity is a very powerful thing. It's curiosity is where you're connecting to something that you haven't explored before, that could take you on another path. So we're harnessing that. So we're pulling in our seeing through the facade. We're dealing with the problems. We're being entrepreneurial. We're stepping into new situations. We're adapting to new situations. We're using our creativity and our exploratory nature to find the right path that might be something we haven't thought of yet. And that brings us to where we're going to, which is the Queen of Air. So Queen of Air is a very good businesswoman. So it's still feminine, so it's got that heart in it, but it's very mind-driven. So assertive, independent, cold, idealistic, original, detached, opinionated, intellectual, individualistic and eccentric. The star. So the star is wishes coming true. It's dreaming that dream and making it reality. And that's Aries as well. It's Aquarius. So Aquarius thinks outside the box, doesn't make apologies for itself. It's quite happy to go against the mainstream, what everybody else thinks. It's quite happy to be different and unique. This says within the next 2 to 4 weeks, during the winter or January to February. So if something's come up in January and February, we're now just past that period. It may be something that manifests or becomes much clearer to you in the next 2 to 4 weeks from now on. So that's end of March. Something, it feels like it's kind of landing, something that's you've been curious about, that you've been looking into, you're feeling into it, that you might start to make that real in the next 2 to 4 weeks. Very it would be a very intelligent decision. It would be different and individual. It would be more like your own business, because it's individualistic. So she's the queen, so she's the sovereign. There's nobody managing her or telling her what to do. So it's very much carving your own path like water does, really being driven by that entrepreneurial spirit and that creative spark, with wisdom and knowledge of really what you're getting into, and really dreaming that dream, and you're saying, yes, this is my dream. This isn't just a quick money making scheme. I feel this one. I'm confident, and I feel like I can make this happen. I feel the detachment is more about not harnessing any fears or influences from other people around this. If it feels right, if you're really feeling that whoosh, going ahead and stepping into it, not needing reassurance or support from somebody else, not attached to other people's opinions. What do I need to release at the next full moon, which is in a few days, and it's in Virgo? So Virgo's very service, health oriented, very much about the practical steps required on the ground for the greater good of anybody that's connected, or the purpose. It's making the purpose happen in the real world. So we're going to harness head of the pack, successful, competition, drive, get it done, very Virgo, lead, finishing first, dominate, motivated, alpha male, persist, and will to win. So basically we're going to harness the leadership and the ability to get it done, and like the bossiness and the persistence, being head of the pack, being successful, the drive, and we're going to clear anything that is in the way of you really stepping into that divine masculine as well, alpha male, so head male. So male energy is taking action. In this case, it feels very much inspired action. So with the stars, so bringing in those dreams, making them real, taking the steps required, knowing the steps required. So anything that's blocking that, anything that's in the way of finishing first, of doing what's required to get it done. Atatati takatakati takatakatoko. Atatati takatati takatakataka. Akatati tatati takatokotoko. Akatati tati takatakatokotoko. Akatati tati takatakatakoto totokotoko. Akatati takatati takatakataka. Akatati takatakati takatakataka. Akatati takatakatoko. Akatati takatati takatakotoko okotokotoko. Akatati takatakatokotoko. Akatati takatati takatakati takaka. Akatati takatako. Akatati tatati takatakatokotoko. Akatati tati takatakati takatoko okokotoko. Feeling the shoulder, like the left shoulder, so the shoulder for the arm that is the receiving arm. Akatatati takatakatoko. The feminine arm, it's the receptive, intuitive arm, being able to receive through that hand, putting out that hand to receive. Akatati takatakatakato. It's okay to receive. It's good to receive. You deserve to receive. Akatati takatakatakatakatakatakatakatakata. All the things you dream, all the things you wish, all the things that you want to make real, you can have them. Put out your hand and receive them now. Akatati takatati takatatatakotokotoko. There you go, hands going out. Atatatati. Akatatati takatatata. Akatati tatati takatakatoko. Akatatatata. Now I see that chariot making forward progress and accelerating. Akatatati takatakatokotoko. Akatatati takata. Akatatati takatatokokotokotokotokotokoto. Akatatatatatatatatatatato. Atatatati takatatatatakotoko. Akatati tatiti tatatakakakaka. Feel the lower back strengthening. The lower back is what holds you upright. Atatatati takaka, it's often associated with finance. So I'm getting financial freedom. Akatatatata. Atatatati takatakatakotokokotokokotokokotokoko. Neck strengthened, head upright. Akatatatata. Seeing forward. So with the head upright, you're seeing really far into the distance because the head's up, looking ahead. Akatatati takatakakatokoko. clearing through the solar plexus, which and diaphragm, anywhere where you've your will has been, you've had a will to do something or to move forward and you've failed, or it's been thwarted in some way or prevented. I'm seeing the word entrepreneur. Yeah, it's a very strong kind of thinking outside of the box, taking the initiative, pioneering something. So clearing through the muscles in the neck that holds the head upright. Of course, with your head held upright, you have a longer vision. The back of the heart. Okay, it's grounding through the stomach, the digestive system. The intestinal lining feels like it's cleaner, clearer, and integrating into the body things at a higher vibrational level. Heart is activated, soul seed is activated. That's your desire to fulfill your life's purpose. Ears are activated, crown is activated. Okay, and then there's a dropping in, a settling into the physical body, which feels more aligned, safer, and receptive to that pioneering spirit that knows the way, more able to receive it and to therefore take action on what it's receiving, the steps it's receiving. Yeah, that's a real relief for the body and the spirit, for them to be in such harmony. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so that was an activation and a healing. So if you feel doubts and fears and things coming up, it's because they're coming up to release. So listen to them, allow them to move through with love, thank them for protecting you, and let them go. Blessings, everybody.